more questions? Radha, would you like to ask any questions? Because you've been beautifully sharing on chat. We know we have to study and still get distracted. My dear, this happens to people of all ages. Please don't think adults have some formula by which they know how to come out of this. But what happens is, for the grown-ups around you, the teachers, all of us who are grown up, we've gotten better with the discipline. The mind may still get distracted. The mind may still behave like a little puppy that runs away. But we have just learned how to pull that puppy back very lovingly but firmly and say, okay, come back, dear. Don't go onto the road. There's traffic. It's dangerous. We bring it back. So, Ulkesha, the best thing to do when you're distracted, I'll suggest 3 things, okay, not just one. The first, have a clear plan for the day. And in the morning, when you do maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes of pranayam, set the intention for the day. That today I'm going to study well. I'm going to be very focused. I'm going to try and make sure that I get better with my clarity for certain subjects, etc. If I've been avoiding something, I'm going to make sure that part is going to be taken care of. Set the intention. So pranayam followed by a little bit of prayer and intention setting, maybe just 1 minute. In your mind, close your eyes and visualize, see yourself doing that through the day. What that does is, it kind of primes the mind. See, the mind is a tool we are working with. And when the mind gets distracted, we feel very worried and uncomfortable because it's just taking us here and there. So we have to then use the intellect to pull back the mind. Now, what is the intellect? In Hindi, we call that buddhi or viveka, whereas mind is called manas. So therefore, the first thing to do is do your pranayam, do a little prayer, and do some intention setting. That today I'm going to do this, this, this. That way you'll get less distracted. Second, whatever is distracting you, remove things from around you which could distract. Now, what do we mean? I'll give you an example. So students, when we use our phones for our studies, if on the same phone you've got social media apps, then that's a problem. I'll share with you my own instance. For example, I don't have Facebook, etc. on my phone because if I have to log in, I'll do that maybe once a month, literally, and it'll be from my laptop computer. Why I don't keep on the phone is you minimize things which can pull you away and distract your mind when you need to work. So for me, my phone and even my laptop for that matter, these are more of gadgets for use for my work. So I'm going to keep away things which could otherwise make my mind distracted. Number 3, understand the nature of the mind. Know that it is normal to get distracted. The main trick which smart people use is the intellect becomes stronger. They make the intellect stronger by reminding it's okay. If I want to listen to a song or play a game or watch a YouTube video or do something else, I'll do it a little later. So the word later becomes your trick for postponing a distracting thought, a distracting action. You get distracted, you come back to the work. You get distracted, you tell your mind, okay, no problem. My mind went away to something, now I come back to my studies. So this is point number 3, suggestion number 3. So I'm just going to recap, Ulkesha. A, do the intention setting after your pranayam. B, avoid things around you which could distract you. C, make the intellect stronger so that you pull the mind back when it gets distracted. Distractions can happen. Like I said, with time, you get better at pulling yourself back, and then the mind doesn't get distracted because the mind has learned. It's become a trained puppy. Before it was like an untrained little dog. Now it's become a trained puppy. So now you get less distracted. That's a very good question, Ulkesha, that you'd asked, because this is common, I'm sure, not just to you, but for others as well. You're most welcome, my dear. You're most welcome. And this is practice. You just get better with practice. So all of us, see, when we share something with you, I'm sharing with you things from my own experience. By God's grace, I used to get good ranks and board ranks, university level ranks, but people feel that somebody who's a ranker must not be getting distracted. No, that's not true. You simply learn to focus better. And then the distractions start becoming lesser and lesser. That's what happens. Okay, so let's ask if anyone else has any question that you'd like to ask. You're most welcome to ask. Okay, not able to concentrate on a particular subject for longer period. Okay, Tanvi, this, like I said in the beginning, it depends on different students have different brain wiring. Everybody has got a different way of processing information. All you need to do is figure out what is your sweet spot, meaning how many minutes can you concentrate without getting fatigued, without getting bored or tired or distracted. Use that. So like I said, it could be 45 minutes, 1 hour. Science shows that for most people, the range is between 45 minutes to 1.5 hours. More than 90 minutes, very few people can focus. And for people of your age, students of your age, typically it is 45 minutes. So if you can focus on 45 minutes, let's say for science or Hindi or maths or whatever it is that you're studying, you can pat yourself on the back because it's not a problem. So after that, what should you do? Get up, walk around, splash water in your eyes. Maybe if you've got a window with trees outside, gaze outside so that your eye strain is reduced. Then you could either come back to the same subject, or if your mind says no, switch subjects. If you could, let's say, start some theory subject in the morning. Let's say you were doing something more theoretical like social studies, switch to maths. Do some practice of some maths problems, some theorems, some sums. If you feel, no, I'd rather stay with that first subject, but I need a break, no problem. Take the break, take 5 minutes or 10 minutes, come back after 45 minutes, take a 10-minute break and sit and study. Students, I'll share with you something that I might have told you all even earlier when we did our previous WESLAC session. I'm sharing from my own example. You don't have to study too many hours in a day for your brain to remember things well and for you to write a good exam. You need to learn how to focus better. So it's not the number of hours that matter. Like I said, 8 hours is very good if you're managing 8 hours of study, 8 hours of sleep, and 8 hours for you to do all your personal chores, your meals, some exercise, some recreation. So you don't have to study for 14, 15 hours, 16 hours a day. That's not required. But whatever hours you're studying, you should be like a laser beam. Let your mind be like a laser beam, completely concentrated. When that you're able to do, it's about quality and not quantity. And that gives you a great sense of relief because you realize you don't have to sit and mug up things repeatedly. That's not required. I hope I'm not going against any elder, any senior who has told you, बहुत पढ़ाई करनी है. मेहनत करना and बहुत पढ़ाई करना are two different things. The मेहनत should be for training the mind. It's like, how do I put it? Suppose you have a knife with which you're cutting vegetables in the kitchen and you need to cut a whole lot of vegetables one day. You're going to take a long time to cut the veggies if your knife is blunt. Whereas if you spend 5 minutes in finding the correct knife which is sharp or sharpening the knife which has become blunt, then you cut the same veggies. Those vegetables will be cut in much lesser time. Now, did the volume of the vegetables change? No. If you had to cut 10 tomatoes, you still need to cut 10 tomatoes or 10 potatoes or whatever, but now your knife is sharper. So that sharp knife makes a big difference. So Tanvi, to return to your question, therefore, take breaks, switch between subjects if need be. Do not feel guilty about taking breaks and never burden yourself that you have to study for too many hours in a day. You don't. But whatever hours you're studying, increase the quality and the output of that. So Tanvi, I hope that helps to answer your question. And in the meantime, if any other student has a question, you can either unmute yourself or you can share it on the chat box. You're most welcome, Tanvi. Glad to know that. You're most welcome. Okay, so if there are no questions, we're going to be concluding the session now, but I'd still request some of you to share in the chat box, what is your one takeaway? Some of you have already shared. 3 students had already shared, but if some more of you would like to share, what is the one takeaway from today's discussion? This is going to serve as your ROTI, return on time invested. Whatever time you have spent listening to me with so much of patience, now decide and pick up one thing that you're going to try and follow. So let's take a few moments of time. If you've been able to jot down, you can share that. or if something is there in your mind which you remember, you could share that too.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Aisha, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
I had a doubt. Like sometimes we manage our schedule in the morning, and then something due to some issues we're not able to follow up with the schedule. So how can we like manage ourselves to go according to the schedule?
Very good question. Again, this is something that happens, and there can be two kinds of obstacles. What Aisha has asked, this is applicable to many of us, and again, it's applicable to working professionals too. Suddenly, something happens to throw you off track, and you start off in the morning very beautifully with your timetable. Either, let's say, you're emotionally upset, or maybe there's, God forbid, a physical issue, or something happens around you, maybe at home or whatever. For some reason, you get derailed and then you wonder, oh my God, now what has happened? Your mood goes off. So, Aisha, my suggestion to you and to all others who have experienced this is take care of your mood. How do you do that? Ask yourself, am I feeling irritated right now? Am I feeling worried? Am I feeling sad that my timetable is going haywire? Am I feeling anxious? Because each of these emotions is something different. Or am I feeling a mixture? In my case, for example, typically it's a mixture of irritation and anxiety. When something unexpected happens, I'm suddenly given something new as a task, and that was not something that was my plan, and already the day is so busy. So the first thing is, it's like how you do a temperature check using a thermometer. Do a check for your mind, your mood, and ask yourself, what am I feeling? The second thing to do, ask yourself, now what? Meaning, now what is the best thing I can do? In Hindi, we say, jo hona tha, wo to ho chuka. Something happened in the day because of which your plan got derailed. Now that's done. You can't go back into the past and change it. Simply ask yourself, now what? Now what's the best thing I can do? Meaning, let's say 2 hours of mine got wasted. Let's assume for whatever reason. No problem. A smart person will say, I still have another 4 hours or 6 hours of my day to work with. What's the next best thing I can do? Maybe I had told myself I'll take 2 hours to learn a certain history chapter. Can I do it in 1.5 hours? Or maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes or whatever? Can I reduce maybe a break that I had planned for 20 minutes and make that into 10 minutes or 15 minutes? You just rework your timetable in your head or on paper. I like to do it on paper because that gives me a greater sense of structure. So like right now, I'll just show you, I'm sitting here. I had my book ready in case I needed to jot down something. So I'll just show you. Typically, this is of course a very, very full page. You'll not be able to make out much. Let me just go to a page that has a different sort of chart. Yeah, so for example, something like this. If I'm going to talk to someone in the morning, you'll not be able to see it. It will come as a mirror image. I'll be jotting down things. Now, the conversation that I planned for 15 minutes as an official call can actually go on for maybe half an hour, 40 minutes. Now, what do? You just replan. And then you happily put tick marks when something is done. Because that again gives you a positive sense of reinforcement and tells you, okay, now you're again able to get back the control of the day. So Aisha, that's again a lovely question you've asked, because this is something applicable to, I think, many of us, not only to you. It's definitely applicable to me even now. What happens is, again, with time, you get better at coming back from whatever has derailed you. Meaning whatever took you off track, because of which your time got spoiled, perhaps wasted maybe, you learn not to waste time regretting it. You learn to simply say, okay, what's the next thing to do? How best do I tackle? So in Hindi, again, we say, karna kya hai? So you just ask yourself, karna kya hai? And you plunge back. But before that, remember, take a few seconds to ask, what am I feeling? Is it anger? Is it anxiety? Is it irritation? Is it sadness? The moment you do that exercise, it helps you see the emotion as distinct from you. You can see the emotion as a turbulent wave on the ocean, whereas you are the ocean. You are not turbulent. There is turbulence at the surface. So that allows you to become calm. So the first thing is calm your mood and then ask what's the best thing to do. Does that help, Aisha?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely. Thank you.
Good. Most welcome. Most welcome. And I'm sure, Aisha, the question, in fact, all the questions that you all have raised so far, these are applicable to a lot of students. They're not just applicable to the ones who have raised it. These are applicable to many, many students. Good. Let's just have a quick last question, and then we're going to conclude the session. So if anyone has a last question that you would like to ask, please go ahead. You can either unmute or you can use the chat box. Okay, so there are no last questions coming to mind. I'm going to take that in a very, very positive way, that it means we're already all geared up for this milestone that's going to come up, which is wonderful. Understand you are working with your body and mind. And like I showed you on the last slide, which was there, if you all got the thank you slide, it just reminds us that an exam is not just a test of our knowledge, it's about our calmness. It's about our courage. For example, if I blank out for a certain question, how do I do justice to the next question? With God's grace, you will not find that happening. You will not face that situation. But our ability to handle it in that small chance, if it happens, that is what the big differentiator is between students. So my final conclusion will be, use your breathing and use prayer. If you're a believer, if you're not a believer in God, not a problem, use affirmation. So use your breathing with a prayer or breathing with an affirmation in order to make sure you do justice to whatever life puts in front of you. So the way we eat food, we have a thali, and there are times when we don't get to control what is given to us. Let's say you're traveling somewhere and you don't get to control what's available. You need to eat whatever is there. You need to then do best justice to it. So similarly in life, a lot of situations come up which are not in our hands. Technology, for example, you can never predict how things go. The evaluator's mindset at the time when he or she is giving grades, again, that is not something in our hands. So how do we manage our minds? Breathing and prayer, breathing, deep breathing and affirmations. Keep that in mind, students. And believe me, no matter what kind of situation life brings in front of you, not just now for your boards, but even in future, with this little formula, you'll be able to get yourself back to calmness. And with that happy mindset, with that healthy mindset, when you go ahead and you do whatever you're doing with your hard work and smart work, you will find success is waiting for you around the corner. You don't have to chase success. Success is going to be inevitable. It may sound like the words I'm using are very big and I'm promising a lot, but these are the rules of the universe. They're the rules of natural science and physics. They're also the rules of metaphysics. Success will follow you. You take care of your efforts. You take care of your mindset and all will be well. So thank you so much, students. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being there and logging back in again once the first session was over. We are perfectly in time for our session conclusion at this point. My special thanks to Dr. Asha Venukumar for having given this particular support, to the teachers, to Priya Shirodkar madam, all the teachers, all the support staff members. Like I said in the beginning, for VEHS, for us to do a session for VEHS is always a privilege. So my special thanks and namaskar to the school. Most important, my good wishes on behalf of Veslak team to each and every one of you. Be happy, be healthy, be blessed. You will be successful. Thank you so much, everybody. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Ma'am, on behalf of Vivekanand English High School, I thank you all for conducting such a wonderful session for our students of 10th standard. They'll be like, they have learned a lot from this, and I hope they will apply all these things in their life and for the examination. Thank you so much, ma'am, for conducting such a wonderful session.
Most welcome. It was truly a privilege. And like we said, this was customized for you all, so your students, because we know how hard you all are working with the students. Students, just take 60 seconds. Anushka ma'am has just shared with us on the chat the feedback form. If you feel this sort of a 30-minute, 40-minute session is useful, please let us know in the feedback so that we can do it for our other VS schools too. All right, please just take a minute and fill up the feedback form. I repeat, the link is shared in the chat. Click on the link and just let us know. Thank you so much and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.